The Mossman Gorge Centre came about as a dream from the local Mossman Gorge Aboriginal community. There was over 500,000 people travelling to the National Park section yearly, and 1% of that passing trade was going into the old Gorge Dreamtime tours. The community were looking at ways that they could create employment and future opportunities for the future generations. And there was also problems with a lot of vehicles going through the community also. So it was brought about by looking at, okay, there's environmental issues here, there's job opportunities and creation of such a facility as we have here now in order to tackle the low employment rates and stuff like that. And also the traffic congestion and the safety was also another reason why the community looked at establishing the centre. So that dream came to reality back in June 2012. In 2010 they began construction. This was funded by the Indigenous Land Corporation to the value of up to about $20 million. Its subsidiary, Voyages Indigenous Tourism Australia, now manages the tourism enterprises for the ILC, which includes us at the Mossman Gorge Centre, also Uluru Resort, Yalara, and also Home Valley Station based over in the Kimberley. The centre actually benefits the community in various ways. Firstly, through the provision of employment and training and upskilling into the hospitality tourism industry. Also through procurement. We have over 60 local suppliers that we use in the area, and we do prefer to buy local. We also inject over $3 million worth of wages back into our business here, so therefore that money is also getting spent in the local area. With regards to our local Indigenous community, we have a lot of artists, probably up to 20 artists from the local area, and just in the last financial year alone, we contributed about $120,000 back to local artists alone. That's through royalties and consignment arrangements for their merchandising of their arts on products. So yeah, we do inject quite a lot back to the local community. So there's been a lot of other successes with the introduction of our centre here. We're finding that it's changing people's attitudes and work ethics. We're finding that people are now have real jobs. They're buying their own cars. Some of them are now two-car families. People are starting to think about buying their homes, the way that they budget their money. Things are changing in their lives, but at the same time they're still able to maintain and share their culture, because that's what this centre is a lot about. It's about sharing that culture, but they're still able to be, derive from the benefits of that by changing things in their own personal lives. So there's also been a few other great things that have come out of the construction of this centre. The environmental changes that have happened up there. The old people in the community is saying that since the centre opened, because there's less vehicles going into that particular area, that they're finding that a lot of the wildlife is starting to come back into the local area there. There's a lot more sightings of cassowaries and even wallabies and a few other animals that they hadn't seen for quite some time. So that's one great aspect about it. And we also don't have any emissions coming from vehicles. The vehicles we currently have, the Optare buses, they're a low emission vehicle from the UK, and they have a particular chemical that they put in there that reduces pollutant emissions. So all of our buses are environmentally friendly, and we believe that that's also contributing to some good environmental changes there. In our first year of operations, we had about 220,000 people visit the Gorge. Last financial year, we had 350,000 people visit the Gorge, so we've had quite a big increase in our visitors numbers during that time. What we're finding is that visitors are having more of a cultural connection to Mossman Gorge now. A lot of people come here for the natural attraction, but when they actually arrive here, they see that there is more to it than just the natural connection. At the old Dreamtime walks prior to the centre opening, we used to have 5,000 visitors a year undertake a cultural experience. Last year alone, we had 45,000 people undertake a cultural experience. So a lot of that is about sharing culture, reconciliation. Come walk with us, come talk with us. We love to learn about you, and we love to share our culture with you.